I tend to come back to kind of four of the same things. So the first one is motivation. So when we think about endurance performance, it's in the word, isn't it? It's the duration. It takes time. And so, you can't cheat on your training. You can be clever in your training, but you need to put in, the miles, the hours, and so on. So what you find is that sometimes it might get a bit boring, or you might kind of lose that motivation. So it's kind of going back to the quality of the motivation, really understanding why you're doing what you're doing. You don't kind of get into that boredom phase that much, because you have a good sound reason for doing what you're doing. Then there's the component of pacing, which is obviously very unique to endurance, because you never kind of tend to go in that kind of 90%, but you kind of stick at that 80% of your max effort, isn't it? So there's a lot of time to think about, when do I speed up, when do I slow down, how do I get to the finish line, knowing I've given it all. So that component of pacing is so unique to endurance. And then there's also the duration itself. So there's a lot of time to think. So when I think about, a marathon, for example, it's often aligned to like this emotional roller coaster, because, you might start great, then, it drops. You think, what am I doing here? You're going back up. And then you have that elation at the end. And there's so many things that are going on in your mind to have that time to think. So you can talk yourself into an event, but you can very much talk yourself out of it as well. And then there's the pain. And I think this is very unique to endurance performances. It's going to hurt, yet you make that decision to expose yourself to pain. So it's that volitional aspect of pain. That it's going to hurt, yet you're going out and do that. So those four components: motivation, the pacing, the volitional aspect of pain and discomfort, as well as kind of the time you have to think, are kind of four aspects from a psychological perspective that are quite unique to endurance performance.